loving family. Peace, y'all, today. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some health, some wealth, and some abundance y'all way. I got some notes. It's not that many notes because it's just a couple things that I want to talk about today. This is gonna be a series that we're gonna do on the Maniacs channel, and it's gonna be called Famtalks for right now. Just give my perception, my perspective on a couple of topics that I chose personally for myself. In the future, it could be like questions that somebody asked, or if somebody were to challenge a perspective I had, then I could make a response to that. It's a couple of things I want to talk about today. First thing I want to talk about today is letting go of labels and conception. If you don't know what a label or a conception is, label is basically when you give something a set view, when you give it this one perspective or this one, like out of maybe like 1-2 words, maybe a sentence. It could be a couple sentences, but you basically define something by an experience that you had. I want to break this down in a more comprehensible way. What I would define a label as, maybe you have an experience and then you have a certain emotion that you had with that experience, and then you have that emotion influence the thought forms that you are experiencing in your mind. So then after that, you might start to label yourself as the thoughts that you are experiencing through the channel of energy that you are receiving from. This is common for a lot of people because we don't know how energy works and we're not aware of the divine law that allows everything to operate how it does. Basically, you concoct all of these things together and you define yourself by the emotions, and you define experiences with labels and words, just small little words, and it's really just all from your perception. These things we have to let go of. This comes with letting go of your perspective on life. You have to allow yourself to say that you don't know what can and what can't be done here. Like, you really have to have that type of look on things if you're really going to put yourself in a more mystical place that opens more doors for you more spontaneously. You don't want to think, oh, the way that I be successful is doing this, and that. Distinct steps that you have to do anything, because that's false. Like when it comes to these third dimensional things that we focus on, being wealthy, people think they need college to be wealthy, and to be wealthy you don't even need Federal Reserve notes. You can have a wealthy foundation, a beautiful family. You can have gardens and assets, people who know how to build and know how to have anything that you want to have in your life. Above the illusion of money, letting go of these conceptions and labels is such an essential part of our experience here on the earth, because we can label things so much and they can be so integrated into our minds that it's just like a natural reaction, and it's like something that almost becomes second nature after a while. So redefining all of these labels and conceptions in your life as basically like learning experiences or whatever can give you energy and boost you back up and be like, and encourage you to go on the path that you desire more. These type of redefinitions or definitions this type of newness can refresh your brain, and it can make you feel like you are addressing things and you actually are creating new channels of energy through these certain things that you once defined as a negative thing because you had previous negative experience with it. You can try that out with yourself and see how that works for you. That brings me into the next thing, is really finding things that you love. I think that we all need to be looking for things that make us feel alive, that get our blood rushing, that makes us feel free, open, happy, at least balanced, things that make us feel like true to ourselves. All of you have moments where I'm sure you felt a moment of truth in your life and you felt really grounded, and that's what I mean. You want to start finding more things that you love, and that comes with self-awareness, being more aware of the things that you're doing and the emotional responses that your body has to what you're doing. You can also take these negative responses that you are having and see if they are unbalanced, because negative doesn't necessarily mean bad, but it can cause a lot of us nowadays to be unbalanced. So these negative energies can unbalance you, and then when you can be aware of where these are coming from, you can start to say, this is happening And I kind of notice why this is happening and start asking yourself questions and start unburying things that is coming from up within you, traumas or any type of stuff. This is called shadow work, y'all. This is something that's also essential in just living a peaceful life on the planet. Finding things you love, finding stuff that you love, doing shadow work as well, addressing what's not feeling right to you, and also exploring the things that feel amazing that you truly resonate with. I know we can think and be like, this is something that might take a long time. Although that may be true for some of us and unique for others, it's going to be unique for all of us. I think that we should really take it one day at a time. Start with the present moment. Not even one day at a time. I would say take it 1 second at a time, or the smallest measure of time units. Take it that much at a time, because you really want to be able to be in the moment and understand. Remember that the now is your greatest teacher, and you can be in the now and understand what you need to go forward for your desires or for an intention that you have. You see what I'm saying? This type of mindset is what keeps us healthy and keeps us balanced, being directed, having somewhere to direct our energy. Because remember, if you don't use the energy that you have within you, whether that is negative or positive, it will use you, and it can cause imbalances within your inner being. So you don't want to allow that to happen if you want to live a more balanced and peaceful life, because peace comes through having balance in things like discipline and other aspects of life in this dimension. Some negative energies are actually supposed to be in your life. If you can understand this, you can understand that negative energies is not a bad thing. Like I was saying earlier, negative energies are something that are meant to teach you and evolve you to have a greater amount of gratitude. Let's put this in a perspective of pretend how they put it in a lot of places, dark as evil and light as good or whatever. Pretend we are in a room and all you've ever seen was light. There was never any shadow or sense of darkness around you. How would you be able to know what dark was if it came out of nowhere? You wouldn't. And the dark is where the light came from. You can only perceive the light from a reference of the darkness, shadows and stuff like that. We must understand that negative energies are not to be cut out of our lives, but they are to be integrated and understood, to be explored, to be experienced, to be understood by you, to understand how your personal akash or consciousness is supposed to be channeling in these energies, or whatever your intentions or goals or path is on this plane.